Hey there, it's Joe Scully, ProRodeo MC, and we're hanging out here in Super Duty way late at night as we're trying to wind things down from a long weekend, civic long weekend here in Canada, which brings us now for 12 years running the Sun Parlour Rodeo, Leamington, Ontario. Leamington is about 40 minutes in from Detroit, Michigan, and it brings us one of the largest rodeos in southern Ontario for International Pro Rodeo and Ontario Rodeo Association competition. 1,000 added event, a lot of the top cowboys and cowgirls of International Pro Rodeo and Ontario Rodeo Association rodeo competing. As we get to about the midway point or just past that midway point, trying to qualify for all those finals opportunities. It's a staple event. It's a family event that we love going to. It gets bigger, better, and stronger each and every year for the support of the local community, the sponsors, the fans, and even the cowboys. Everyone loves going to Leamington, having some of the barbecue chicken and enjoying the great family atmosphere. This year, another banner year, Saturday night, biggest crowd they've ever had on a Saturday night there. They sold out everything, armbands, they ran out of them, parking spaces. People are, and I mean, it's a 50-acre farm. You couldn't park on it. You had to park on the road. It was slammed and jammed. The committee, which is John and Rena, their daughters Vanessa, Stephanie, Jennifer, and their husbands and boyfriends, an extended family of 50 people, and everyone's related part of the family. They get behind this thing, and once the production is paid for, insurance and advertising and so forth, they don't keep a cent. All of that goes right back into their community. This year, there's 10 bucking shoots. Each of those bucking shoots sponsored by 6 different companies. That's 60 bucking shoot sponsors all the way around the arena, wrapped by 1, 2, 3 banners. So there's over 100 arena banner sponsors, program ad sponsors. They make so much money for their local community. The whole community's behind it. It's just a phenomenal event. Rolling into year number 12, they had raised over $178,500, and they believe that after they total everything up with those record sponsor numbers, record attendance numbers, that it'll be over $200,000 raised for their local community at the Sun Parlour Rodeo. Rodeo competition-wise, it was an exciting 2 performances of competition and 1 big slack as well. In the bareback bronc riding, Sean Miner, who's an 18-time champ of the world of International Pro Rodeo, and saddle bronc riding, bareback bronc riding, all-around championships as well, 8 times. He wins both the bareback bronc riding, the saddle bronc riding. He's done that before at the Sun Parlour Rodeo. This year in the bareback bronc riding, it was a 74-point ride to win versus Rawhide Rodeo's Kicking Bird, and in the saddle bronc riding, they placed him 5th with a re-ride option. He came back versus Pontypool Nightlife and 76 championship points to win both Bronco Bustin events at the Sun Parlour Rodeo. Also, he becomes like the all-around champion from the event and, drives out of there with a boatload of cash. Moving over to the steer wrestling, it was exciting, and when I talked to my tee-up, a lot of the guys that are seated at the top of the world standings of International Pro Rodeo and former world champs of the timed events were in that Sunday morning slack. And, we had our winner come out of the slack, but wasn't a former world champion. It was a guy just outside of the top 15. You'll never guess who it was. Let's watch.
A businessman run is what it's going to take. There we are. Nice work, Austin Stewart here inside of the Sunday. Welcome to it. There's a brand new leader, 4 and 9. Nice run.
Yeah, that was Austin Stewart, the funny man, the rodeo clown, the specialty act. He goes out in slack, and I mean, it's not his first time doing it. He is a hand in the bulldog and tie-down roping and team roping, and he goes out, does well. Now, these tee-ups and recaps have been featured on Making 8 Rodeo Network, on Blog Talk Radio, downloadable on iTunes, also live on KBBY FM, which is country music station, Stephenville, Texas. And, we've been talking a lot about all this, all these events, and I had the opportunity on Making 8 Rodeo Network to talk with Austin Stewart about that 4 9-second run.
What's it like to be the superstar of the show and win the bulldogging when no one saw it?
Well, I have 2 jobs in rodeo. I love to entertain people, but I like to make money. I'm trying to make the IFR this year. I cracked back out. I had a little tough luck at the beginning of the year, broke my wrist, but I come back here. This was my goal to win Leamington last year. I won 3rd here last year, come back this year and win it. Now we're headed to St. Tite, Quebec. Here we come. We're winning number 1. Then we're going to Oklahoma City.
Obviously, he's pretty stoked about it. We wish him the best of luck on his goals to try to qualify for International Finals Rodeo 44. The junior bull riding, we saw some magic in the little man's bull riding event. Jack Miller makes one of his first qualified rides of the season, wins it, or he ties to win it. He comes out actually the second night in the bull riding on an exhibition ride on a bull, makes his second qualified ride in a row, which is exciting. So he's definitely got the game figured out. Jack Miller, he ties with Bryce Shaw of Maxville, Ontario, just down the road from where I'm sitting here in Super Duty. And, he's a former junior high school rodeo competition champion in Ontario. So the two of them win the junior bull riding with a pair of 72s apiece. Team roping, we saw a 6-4 win it. That was about half a second ahead of second place. Jason Tucker, who's a 3-time International Finals Rodeo champion, partners up with a 16-year-old kid, Tyler Kidd, whose brother is a multiple world champion of International Pro Rodeo. Tyler Kidd, 11th in the world. Jason Tucker, 1st in the world of International Pro Rodeo competition. They win the team roping at the Sun Parlour Rodeo. In the barrel racing, we saw Natalie Overholt, who is a former International Finals Rodeo champion. IFR 22, which I believe was January 1992 in Oklahoma City. She wins the IFR. Here in 2013, she wins the 12th Annual Sun Parlour Rodeo. And cowgirl from Baroque, Michigan, has been to the show before, and this time is our champion here in 2013. Breakaway roping, another Michigan cowgirl at that pay window lineup. Chelsea Keller was 3.5 seconds to win the breakaway roping. The arena record at the Sun Parlour Rodeo after 12 years of competition remains 2.3 seconds. We had a cowgirl go out and have a 2.0 with a broken barrier, and we almost made history, but, fight the law. Law will most likely always win. So 3.5, our fastest time in the breakaway roping. Junior barrel racing, I talked about it in the tee-up. There was a cowgirl who leads the Ontario Rodeo Association season standings, Lizzie Hearn of Etobicoke, Ontario. She was injured a dog bite, and they think she broke her wrist. So she was rushed to the hospital, and they're doing x-rays and stuff, and it was debatable whether she was going to compete in the junior barrel racing to defend her lead in the season standings of the Ontario Rodeo Association. And saw on Facebook last minute they hopped in the truck, they cleared her that she could run, so she was all braced up, casted up, a couple Percocets, and she goes out and injured, comes out and wins the junior barrel racing of the Sun Parlour Rodeo. That's just cowgirl to the core there. In the tie-down roping, Cody Musso, who is multi-international finals rodeo qualifier from Aylmer, Ontario. He is having a banner year. 2nd in the International Professional Rodeo Association World Standings in tie-down roping. 3rd in the team roping as a header. Number 1 in the World Standings as a steer wrestler. And 2nd overall in the all-around race. He could be the first cowboy from Canada to win the International Professional Rodeo Association all-around world title. Could be the 2nd guy from Canada to win the International Professional Rodeo Association world title in steer wrestling, and first world championship at team roping. A lot of opportunities for him to be in the record books. He goes out and places in all 3 of those events at the Sun Parlour Rodeo. Wins the tie-down roping though with a 9.5. He was a 10th of a second faster than Jeremy Davis, who's the guy who's leading the rookie race in International Pro Rodeo tie-down roping. A 10th of a second. He was 9.5. Davis was 9.6, and Cody Musso is our champion again of the Sun Parlour Rodeo. Bull riding was huge. We had a breakout guy who's been in the International Finals Rodeo. He's a Canadian guy, Luke McCogue, Port Rowan, Ontario, who's been battling injury and, just a good run of bad luck. Has a great ride to kick off the Sunday night performance. Let's watch it.
Let's go bull riding.
We're pretty happy to see him get something done here to kick off August, and he's entering lots of events and going up and down the road, so let's see if he can keep that streak rolling. Something else we did at the Sun Parlour Rodeo, new this year, was bull poker, and, we got a highlight of that as well.
Contestant number 4,
hey,
Charlotte Flames.
Where's my chair the first one to the bull? This is not right.
No, wait a minute. Who's ready for some bull poker scream? This is brother Ben Samponia's taking a thrashing. Little Ruby's taking a thrashing. Remember, we're one swan at the table. And for the second consecutive time, a new champion is from the Confiscation, Andy Anderson.
Andy Dennison, Kapuskasing, Ontario. He won it on Saturday night and Sunday night. He's going to be asking to have bull poker featured at every event that he goes to. And, congrats to him. And it was pretty exciting. That's going to do it for a recap here. The 12th Annual Sun Parlour Rodeo. Most likely over $200,000 raised by the committee that just puts everything back into their local community. Great work, great time, great weather, great fans, record numbers of everything. They sold out everything, and truly was just a great event. 2 performances. I know the Saturday night performance will be played numerous times on CFTV, on the Bell TV network. I think it's channel 586 on Bell Expressview. That'll be played 3 times a month for the rest of the year. And Rawhide Rodeo Company, myself, we're venturing up to St. Bruno de Guigues next, this Friday, this Saturday, August 9th and 10th. It'll be a bull bronc barrel format, and we have a tee-up coming for that in just a couple days, as soon as I look at the sheets, get things figured out, and see who we're going to feature in our new rodeo tee-up and rodeo recaps. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next time. Scully out.
Are you ready?